Yo, what's up? This your boy Darren Share of Strike7Sports.com. Today's video, I just want to talk about, the upcoming game, preview between the Memphis Tigers, your Memphis Tigers, and Michigan Wolverines will be playing in the Bahamas, which starts the Battle for Atlantis tournament. And this is I would say the second major game on the Tigers non-conference schedule, non-conference slate before they head into um play, which pretty much you could pretty really say it starts in 2024, if we're being honest. But before I even get into all that, I'm gonna talk about this latest AP top 25 men's college basketball poll. Once again, second week in a row that the Memphis Tigers have been left off of this list. And I believe they came in at 26 once again, received a lot of votes, but wasn't enough to get put onto this list. And we'll just briefly go over this list, the latest 25 list real quick. Kansas at number one, Purdue at number two, Arizona at number three, Marquette number four, UConn number five, Houston number six, Tennessee seven, Creighton at eight, Duke nine, Miami at five at 10, Bill at 13, North Carolina at 14, Texas 15, Kentucky 16, Alabama 17, Colorado, and then they jumped up to 18. Florida Atlantic, who lost to Bryant recently at 19. Arkansas, who took an L as well, who Memphis may be playing in the tournament, in the Battle for Atlantis tournament. They took an L. They lost to UNC Greensboro, but yet maintain their ranking along with Florida Atlantic. Michigan, they took two L's. They still ranked at 3-2. James Mass 4-0, 22. They're ranked 22. USC 3-1. Virginia 4-0. That's another opponent Memphis will face. And Mississippi State at 25 at 5-0. So that being said, right here, you got Memphis had 159 votes. BYU came in behind them at 138, Illinois 138, San Diego State 77, TCU 76, UCLA 75, and so forth. Many other teams looking to be ranked in the elusive top 25 list. But with that being said, man, Memphis just has to take care of business, man. Just continue to stack these wins, these non-conference games, and you're gonna be fine. But something I want to point out though, man, it's just amazing to me that a lot of these, smaller schools, these mid-major schools, that's kind of in that same realm as the Memphis, smaller schools continue to have they kind of in the good graces of the people that do these rankings, these polls and stuff, like Florida Atlantic could take a dip to somebody that's like Brian. I don't even know who Brian is, and they're still ranked. They went from number 10 to number 19. That's how high people are on Florida Atlantic. Michigan State took L's. They still ranked. Arkansas's, they dropped, three spots. Arkansas's took an L and they dropped, but it's still in the top 25. And for these teams, man, as long as you're in that top 25, you'll be fine. But it's just like teams like Creighton, Houston, Marquette. These teams, man, they're not big schools, but they continue to like when it's reported that they may have a good team, a good roster. They get high rankings, man, all the time. Creighton has always had a high ranking. Creighton, Marquette. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm looking forward to a lot of these teams Memphis is gonna play. Because I think after this, man, this could be you're gonna start feeling they're gonna get into like a tougher bracket of teams that they're gonna face, a tougher slate in this non-conference schedule that they have. A&M 4-0, um, Arkansas is 3-1, Virginia is 4-0. So it's still a lot of basketball to be played, a lot of ground for the Tigers to make up. And also I want to talk about if you don't know, if you do not know by now, Missouri, the team that Memphis beat, a couple of days ago, last week, well, 2 weeks ago, they lost, I believe, by 3 points to Jackson State, the same team that Memphis beat in their first game of the season. And I also seen a lot of chat online about, people kind of like voicing some concerns about, that win not being as strong as it was because Missouri took that L to Jackson State. Well, I'll just say that it's still a lot of, like I said, it's still a lot of basketball left to be played. And there's still opportunities for Missouri to gain ground, make up from that loss, and continue to push forward. And for that victory for Memphis to look good. So I wouldn't really, stress out about that win now. Missouri still has time to right the ship and have a really good season. And also that what also helps them is that they're playing the SEC, so that conference always has a lot of bids, into the NCAA, a lot of automatic bids to get in the NCAA tournament. Last year, I believe they had like 10 or 12 teams, including Missouri, make it advance to the tournament. So I think they'll be fine. But sometimes it happens. Jackson State give Memphis an L. Give not an L, but sorry, but give Memphis a little scare in that opening first half of the first game of the season. And that win by Jackson State was their first of the year. Because but prior to that, they were five. But to beat Missouri, looks really good for them. So shouts out to Jackson State. All right. So on to the game. Michigan and Memphis. Um, I believe it's a 7 o'clock tip off. If I'm not mistaken, 7 o'clock tip off. Battle for Atlantis, ESPN. Oh, not 7 o'clock. 4 o'clock tip off. ESPN in the Bahamas. 3-0 Memphis playing 3-1 Michigan. Michigan recently had came off an L against Long Beach State. So that, like I said, is another, you know, it's still time left on the schedule for Memphis to make that for Michigan to make the game ground on that loss, to make up for that. And if Memphis win, it looks good on them. But in regards to the actual game, Mich versus Michigan, battle for Atlantis. As I stated in the past, Jawan Howard, head coach of the Wolverines, will not be present for this game due to the medical procedure that took place, I believe, over the summer. So he hasn't recovered fully yet, and the interim coach for this game will be Phil Martelli, who's a renowned college basketball head coach. In the past, had some really good teams. And I expect Penny Hardaway to come into this game locked in, But as for the Wolverines, they're coming off a off season where they had a lot of turnover. This team that didn't, I believe, didn't go to the tournament. I think, but last year's team lost lead scorer, leading rim protector, rebounder, Hunter Dickinson, who is now who transferred over to the Kansas Jayhawks, number one team in the country. They also lost their other top two scorers and Jet Howard and Kobe Buffkin to the NBA. And Jalen Leolin, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Leolin is still not back to 100% after that ACL injury he suffered in last December. But they've been holding it down. They've played pretty well, and despite the loss to Long Beach State, they're 3-0, and they have a really good core of players right now that is playing pretty well for Wolverines. Oliver Nakuma, who transferred from Tennessee, um, and also you have the one is averaging 18.3 points per game. Doug McDaniel is averaging 21 points per game right now. So that was gonna be the two top players that Memphis is gonna have to focus on in this matchup. And as I've said it in the past, and I continue to say it, Memphis continue to play the game the way you want to play it. Play the game like a Memphis game. Slow it down, be physical, play defense, cause turnovers, protect the rim, get rebounds, attack the basket, and rinse and repeat throughout the game. Do what you did to Michigan, what you did to Missouri, just terrorize them. Like that second half, man, that second half was like a Memphis game. That was a Memphis game in that second half. It was a little, it took them a little bit to start scoring again. It's defense being played, physicality, all that stuff. And you do that in this game, it's going to be a long night for the Wolverines. But the thing is, you just got to watch out for these guys, man, for McDaniel and Nakuma, Oliver Nakuma, man. They're top two scorers right now, man. You got to watch out for those guys. And they're not too bad defensively. You know, really good against 2 pointers, against guys that can shoot 2 pointers, mid range guys. Um, they're allowing 37% from beyond the 3 point line, beyond the arc. They've allowed only 75.8 points per game. So chances are this could be a low scoring game. It may or may not be. Low scoring game. Um, but I would say that it will be. I will give it a 60 to 70% chance that this game is a high scoring shootout. I just think both teams are. Memphis has issues defending this season. They look a lot better against Jackson, not Jackson State, but against Missouri in that second half and against Alabama State. They look a lot better. And I expect that to continue in this game. I don't think David Jones David Jones is gonna go off. He may do it, he may or may not do it, but I don't know if he's gonna go off it against Alabama in this game. I mean, he was just on fire in that matchup against Alabama State on Friday night, man. He was just difficult to deal with. And he was just he made his presence known, man. He let his presence be known in that matchup. And that allowed him to get weekly honor roll for this past week. At that 20, he had 22 points, 22 and 10, a double-double. Huge game from David Jones. Now, all the other guys can be involved. The Javon Quinterleys, the Jaquan Waltons. You know what I'm saying? Those type of players. Jordan Browns. You know what I'm saying? Big test for both teams, if you ask me. Big test for both teams. Memphis just gotta, like I said, win the game at the pace you want to win it at. Control the full game to you how you want to play it, to how you want to win, to how you want to dominate this game. Not Michigan, not the Wolverines. They've already shown that they're vulnerable. They took a L to Long Beach State not too long ago. So I think the momentum is on your hand. It's in Michigan's hand. It's not Michigan's hands, it's Memphis's hands. They have the momentum in this matchup, you know. So with that being said, for my score prediction, I think Memphis wins this game by a score of, I would say, 84 to 79. 84-79 over the Michigan Wolverines. And they'll most likely be playing against Arkansas in the next round of the Battle for Atlantis tournament. So we'll see how everything's going to play out. So I got Memphis winning 84-79 over Michigan to advance to the next round of the Battle for Atlantis tournament against most likely Arkansas. So we'll see how it's going to play out. I may not have the chance to do a post game analysis on this game, on this matchup, because I'll be traveling, Thanksgiving and all that, the holidays. But I'll be definitely checking it out on the road, listening to it through the radio. So looking forward to it. All right, so I'll ask y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What is your scoring prediction for Wednesday's matchup between the Memphis Tigers and the Michigan Wolverines? Also, check out strike7sports.com for latest content on the NFL, the NBA, Memphis Tigers, football, basketball content, along with the Grizzlies. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.